What's up, guys? D Bell here from Voice Media. Thanks for watching. So I want to get into a video series where I'm actually taking cliff notes for you guys on videos I think have good information for your business if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner. And so I just got through watching a video and I took cliff notes on it. So you can watch this video, get the cliff notes, or you can also go check out this video. It's from Alex Becker's channel on YouTube. He has a video entitled "This Isn't Fun, but It Makes Me 2K an Hour." Okay, so he puts out good content. I've looked at him over the years, and he's a quirky guy, has a quirky type of personality, makes a lot of kind of puns in his videos, but you know he is a successful entrepreneur. So let's go through some of the stuff. I wrote down some notes here and I'll go through these as quickly as I can, so bear with me, but I think all of the things that he talked about is very relevant. So here's what he talked about. He talked about how people want success really badly, and that's true. Whatever it is you're doing, you want to be successful at it. So he talks about how to operate for success, and he talked about there's 3 layers to that to be really successful. 3 layers. Number 1 is you have to manage your time. So most people, he says, have poor time management, which is the obstacle to that success. So here's some of the sub points to that. You don't have much time. If you work a 9 to 5, like most regular, well, not regular, but if you are trying to do what you're trying to do, you're working a regular job. So you have to make this sacrifice for your time, all right, in order to reach that really successful level after you get off work, right? And the key to that is having absolutely no distractions. He goes into some details about that. So what having absolutely no distractions means is that you have no social media, you have no TV, and you have no hobbies. He's very blunt about that. You have nothing, really nothing to do for a period of time. This is not forever, but it's during this time that you're working on this thing that you're working on, whatever that might be. You can't have anything else going on. So you get rid of those things for a short period of time because they pull you away from your business. He says, then you have nothing to do but work on your business. Very good. I think that's sound, right? That's sound. He said it's hard, but you have to do it. He mentioned no movies, no video games, nothing like that. Anything that will pull you away. Which brings us to the second point he mentioned is consistency. So very true. You have to be consistent. He talked about 1 to 2 hours a day at least, but you want to try to get to that 4 to 5 hours, but you got to have 1 to 2 hours of focused work. All right. And you need to do this every single day. That's part of consistency. Cannot be any days off, at least 1 to 2 hours. And of course, you want to bump that up as time goes on, of focused work. And then that brings us to the third point, and that is focused work. What is that? Well, that's where you sit down and you do something for 2 to 4 hours. Okay. Now, I said 1 to 2 hours before, but that's where you start, right? So if you can get 2 to 4 hours, that's where you want to be at. Well, what happens is people end up becoming distracted. They're checking their phone. They end up eating something in the middle of working, which makes you slow and lethargic. I thought that was a very good point. And stuff happens, like you forget to do your laundry or whatever, so you jump up and do something like that. That stuff you should do outside of your working time that you're spending focused on your work, right? He says it takes about 15 minutes to get into a flow. I've read books that talk about that. In order to get into that deep flow of work, it does take about 15 minutes to get you there. However, if you have distractions, you won't get there. If you're distracted, your brain doesn't get to that point of having that deep state of work, right? So however, if you can work 15 minutes, and some people say it's a little more, but if you can work 15 minutes of work output, then your output skyrockets after that 15 minutes if you work without being distracted. That's the key. If you have any distraction, you won't get into this state. That's a very interesting point. So try that. He says, make sure you have nothing to do but that, whatever it is that you need to do. Be 100% off of social media, because in my opinion, that's the big distractor, right? He mentions that. The result of this is your time is managed, right? You start managing your time. that time period there, because you have nothing else going on. This means that you will have 1 to 4 hours a day if you can accomplish this, but you must be consistent. And he says it's a good idea to do that work at the same time every day, right? Because that gives you a routine. And he says the last kind of major point is put put your time into one thing. Very, very important, I believe, as well. Putting your time that you spend there into one thing. He says because success works like this: when you do multiple things, you see very little returns, and you don't get rewarded for your time. See, that's a nice way to think about that. So you want to get rewarded for your time. So he says until you get about 90% effort, you won't get results. Once you get to the 90% of effort, your results explode. So you want to stay on the one road. So instead of taking multiple roads to try to get to that success place that you're trying to get to, take one road to get there and just focus on that one road. Just go that one road. Okay. So instead of trying to get on several roads, get on the one road. And the two takeaways: maximize your time, number one, and number two, put your time into one thing. So until you get to the point that you can put 8 hours into your business that you want to do in order to be successful. Nice point he mentioned is once you get to that point, that's when you can see 100K months in your business. Once you get to the point where you can put 8 hours of solid focused work into your business doing this method here, you can see those 6-figure months. All right, so that's the takeaway from this video. You can actually go check that out on Alex Becker's channel. That's the actual name of his channel, Alex Becker's channel. Okay, so go check that out for yourself. Just thought I'd share that with you. Hopefully this helps. This is D Bell with Voice Media, and I'll talk to you. Peace.